If you sent a notice before the fires, don't act on those. Well, when? See, that's going to be the sweet spot because they canceled their policies before these events. And the question is why. The insurance companies will say because they stopped land management practices that made them see more risk. So they got out of the area, State Farm and others. Back with me tonight is Chad Comey, 31-year-old musician, artist, living with his parents. Their condo burnt down. They were dropped by the insurers, okay? I asked to join us tonight Rick Tutwiler, okay? He's the owner of a claim adjusting firm. He is a guy who advocates for people like Chad and their families, and they're going to need people like him right now. So, Brother Tutwiler, thank you very much for being with us. Mr. Comey, how are your parents doing? How are you doing? And how are you guys coping at this time?
Thank you so much for having me back on, Chris, tonight. I appreciate it. I'm doing well. I'm alive and kicking. That's what matters right now. I could be better. I could be worse, and I'm just grateful to be alive. I was pursuing my dream of becoming a musician. I was able to save 3 out of 17 guitars. I mourn many of the ones I couldn't get out, but I also am grateful that I have something left with me to create art. Today, one of my friends swung by the friend's place where I'm staying in Santa Monica, and he dropped off a bag of guitar picks. Guitar picks, these seemingly, possibly the cheapest item you could ever buy as a guitarist, $3-4 pack of picks. And I can't tell you how elated I was just to receive guitar picks. Hayden Cantwell, he's a real one. He's playing a show tonight in Santa Barbara, and he swung by Santa Monica to drop off guitar picks for me. That's the kind of love I'm receiving from the community, and it's moving me. I'm so grateful. My parents, they're faring. My dad's also a musician. He plays piano. We lost our piano in the fire as well. He still can't fathom how an upright piano just outright burned. The strings,
because it's made of wood.
He was asking me today,
That's
he's like,
why.
would you see the strings in the wreckage? And then I'm looking up online, what is the melting point of stainless steel, or what alloys blend in with, the strings that make up a piano? And chances are it's all ash. When I scoped it out yesterday, it was all ash.
So, Chad, first of all, I want people to know you have a GoFundMe page and that they should check it out if they want to help you. And you wrote some beautiful lines on there. I love one that I've lost my residence, but I haven't lost my resilience. Man, is that a clarion call for so many people in your area of California. Where is the family in terms of savings and ability to rebuild after this? And then I want to get to Rick.
My family has no savings. They live off their Social Security income, which paid for their subsistence and the homeowners association fees. That was it. There's nothing.
And there's no insurance, right?
No insurance. No. We had no insurance.
Because you got dropped. So, Rick, you've heard this story, and you're going to hear a lot of them now. So these are people who, as you're hearing, would check to check. They got dropped by State Farm. As far as Chad has been able to tell me, they didn't get alerted by the state or their agent or anybody about the emergency fund that you can file for minimal state assistance. You know what the program's called, like Flint or something like that. It begins with an F. What can you do for families like Chad's?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me back. And prayers to the entire community and all the lives lost and first responders. I mean, just this is a tremendous deal. But for Chad and folks, others like him, yes, this has sadly been the recurring theme, not only in California, but also in Florida and other states where folks are getting dropped. And here we have disasters and there's nowhere to turn to, seemingly. Now, to report some good news for some people, this is a manageable event. I'm hearing from, some very top people who have been around since the very beginning that this is, insurance companies have the money to cover these claims for the people who do have insurance coverage. for folks like Chad and others, there will be other assistance and means and ways to potentially go and submit for grants and potentially recover and help. That's what happened in Florida after the Helene and Milton and Debbie and everything. There were a lot of folks that didn't have insurance and who had not paid for insurance for some over 30 years that were able to go and submit through FEMA, and some of those folks got more money from FEMA grants than they actually did than people did from folks that were paying premiums and got from their insurance companies. So there will be help coming forward.
All right.
Just know that.
So there's a key question, and then we'll leave on this, but then we'll rejoin, Chad, as you go forward and you figure out what FEMA can do and what the state. Hey, thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget, click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.